Hello, welcome back to Beauty V. My bright, shining, smiling face is not going to be in most of today's video, but I thought I'd at least pop in and say hi at the beginning. In this video, I'm going to be going through the framework that I will be using in 2021 to evaluate my beauty purchases. I'm also going to be using it these last couple weeks of 2020, but that's less important. For me, this is looking at practicality. I didn't want to break this into things I need versus things I don't because I don't think there's necessarily a clear delineation there. I mean, yes, there are things that I could not function in society without, and you'll see that that's actually a category in the framework that we'll go through later, but I can function without conditioner. Do I want to go without conditioner? No. And there are different levels of need within even things like makeup. Personally, I am not required to wear cosmetics for my employment or really anything. There's not a social pressure on me personally to wear any makeup, but I still consider, say, mascara to be more essential than another lipstick in a color that I have 5 of. And I wanted a framework that could take those into account. So obviously, this is not going to be one size fits all. This is one size fits Iris. And if you would like to use this or change it in any way, please feel free if that you feel that would be helpful to you. And now let's get into things. I think I'm going to work from most practical to least practical, so 10 to 1. And we're going to start with those items that are medically or socially necessary. These are pretty much required to interact with other people or they fulfill a medical need. Now, for me, this category is quite limited. When I was putting these together, I thought of what are the products that if I had nearly no money, I would still need almost daily. And what I came up with was sunscreen. I suppose in the winter I could get away without this for a couple of days, but in the summer, absolutely not. I would fry. Lotion, again, this changes with the season. In the summer, this might not be necessary for me, but in the winter, there are parts of me that will get dry enough that they crack and bleed if I don't have some lotion. Also, body washing shampoo, because while right now I would prefer that everyone in public stays 6 feet away from me, I don't want that to be the case forever. Number 9 is those things that I don't technically need, but I would be very upset if I had to go without them for more than a couple of weeks. I could also stretch the last bits of these for quite a while if I really needed to. Like the last category, backups aren't included in this. This is, I have one conditioner, one lip balm, one moisturizer, etc. And when those are getting really close to being done, it's still a 9 if I pick up a new one. Now, while category 10 included a pretty exhaustive, I think, list of what fell into it, these other categories, 9 through 1, I'm just listing a few examples. There are definitely other things that are not technically needs, but I would be pretty unhappy if I had to go without for an extended period of time. If we move down a step and I have a little bit more money available, things aren't quite as tight, I would purchase some everyday staples. Number 8. These are things that I use every day. I don't particularly like leaving the house without them. I know that's a bit of a controversial thing to say in the beauty community right now, but I don't feel ugly or unworthy, worthless, anything like that if I don't use these things. I just don't feel like I'm presenting the version of myself that I want to project to the world. So, in this category, the first things I would probably pick up would be some type of styling product for my hair, which can be kind of dry and a bit frizzy if it's not tamed with something, as well as some mascara. I think you can kind of see where this is going. With number 7, these are the other cosmetics that I tend to wear pretty much every day. I've been choosing to think of this as the category if I lost all of my makeup, what would I be pretty quickly replacing? And again, these aren't backups or duplicates, but I would want a blush, I would want some kind of neutral eyeshadow, probably a little quad or drugstore palette, some kind of nude or nude pink, probably nude pink because it's me, everyday lipstick and or lip gloss, and some kind of fragrance. I like smelling nice, what can I say? With number 6, we finally get to backups! Exclamation point. They earned it. These are backups of the items that were in 8 through 10. So those things that are medically or socially necessary, things that I wouldn't be willing to go more than a couple of days without, and sort of everyday staple product. I am anal retentive enough that I really considered splitting this into subcategories, but I didn't because that would be obnoxious. And I fully acknowledge that the entire premise of this video is a little bit obnoxious, but what can I say? I really enjoy overthinking things to the extreme. Okay, so now we've got the needs taken care of, the everyday essential, quote unquote, things taken care of. So now with number 5, we move into the convenience factor. These are things that I could achieve the look that I want to present to the world without, but these are things that make it so much easier. And I'm lazy, so I want to have dry shampoo available. I don't always want to wash my hair. I want to have an eyebrow pencil, even though for both that and eyeliner, I could use eyeshadow instead. I like having eye primer so that I don't need to touch up my eyeshadow throughout the day. Things like that. Things that just make your life a little bit easier and you are willing to pay for the convenience of it. Number 4, we're sort of filling in the gaps that are left in my makeup collection. And these are categories of makeup that I haven't talked about yet. These bring something extra to my routine that I couldn't achieve with what I already had. These are things like highlighter, brighter or bolder colored cosmetics, eyeshadow, lipstick, etc. Nail polish. I really like painting my nails, but it's by no means a necessity. Extra kinds of skincare. So think masks, think designated creams, etc. also fit under this category because, at least for me, they aren't strictly necessary. And there are definitely other categories that I would want to take care of before I considered buying myself a mask. Number 3 is variety, or the spice of life. Now, I covered all of these items in earlier categories, so these are where duplicates fall. If I want to have 2 red lipsticks, great. If I want to have 2 blue eyeshadows, but they're somewhat different blues, we can all convince ourselves that the different undertones really matter. This is where those items fall. I know that most of my purchases fall into this category, and I suspect that it is similar for others. Though I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts about that down in the comments. Remember how category 6 was backups exclamation point? These are backups quotation marks because we know that we're not really going to use these or that they really are not a practical decision when we buy them, but we do it anyway. These are those things that you like the product, you've been using it for a couple weeks, and you decide, I don't want to be without this, so you buy it without really thinking through when you are likely to use it up, much less if you're going to use it up, and if you'll even want to repurchase it once it's gone. I want to avoid these last two categories as much as possible in 2021 and also just in general. And finally, we have category 1. This is absolute frivolity, things you have no real excuse for and you know you're not going to use. These are the things that you buy for pretty packaging or because you convince yourself that yes, you are going to wear that black lipstick or neon green eyeliner or whatever it is for you. I think most, if not all of us, have something in our lives, whether it be fashion, beauty, even food, where we convince ourselves that we are going to use it, but we deep down know we just won't. And I really want to avoid those kind of purchases in general. There is at least, all right, so there is a quick introduction to those 10 categories. I think you can probably tell that there are some gray areas. There's really no reason that 5 and 6 couldn't be switched, anything like that. I acknowledge that this is by no means a perfect system, but it is a system that I think will be helpful to me. I guess I lied earlier. I'm going to pop in at the end too. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I am going to be applying my framework in my probably next video. I think I'm going to post these back to back, which is going to be a get ready with me using my Black Friday, Cyber Monday haul, if you can call, 4 items a haul. See you soon. Bye.